Hey guys, Lily here. After learning super break damage in the previous video, today is the time to master the owner of that mechanic, Harmony MC. If you're planning to start building your own break team in this version, it's crucial to understand both the strengths and limitations of this character. After all, the future of break team will undoubtedly center around super break mechanic. You may call it a hunch or something, but after playing this character for a few days now, I've come to the realization that the game's current state doesn't fully unlock her potential. Or maybe it's the opposite. Harmony MC is an incomplete character to deliver this new mechanic. Whatever the case, I don't think Super Break will remain exclusive to Harmony MC. If it were, most characters on the current roster wouldn't be able to enjoy this mechanic wholeheartedly. I'll explain while we dive into this character deeper. Let's skip the kit rundown, for I assume all of you have read it. I'll jump straight into showing my Harmony MC build. She is using 4-piece Thief set. The Watchmaker set is her best in slot, I believe. The effects just match Harmony MC's playstyle. I don't use it simply because I don't have it and can't afford to farm it yet, as my priority at the moment is Boot Hill. So if you haven't farmed anything for your Harmony MC, I highly recommend this set. And these are the main stats on each piece. Basically, a mix of tank and break effect build. Pretty simple. All my supports are tanks. I don't like them being squishy and putting extra pressure on my sustain. With tank builds, my sustain can solely focus on keeping my DPS alive. Now, what I want to highlight from this build is the rope. Should you use break effect or energy recharge? I have both options and have been switching around since the first day to find out which one is better. I don't think there is a definitive answer here. On paper, energy recharge offers a more consistent meter, but in reality, it's often overkill. On the flip side, after factoring in the energy gained from taking hits and breaking enemy shields, the break effect rope doesn't seem to hinder her energy flow at all. This mirrors my experience when testing Robin in the early access server. If you remember, I kept saying that I felt virtually no difference when using Bronya's light cone, her signature light cone or the event light cone. That because external factors heavily influence energy flow, much like with Harmony MC. Thus, I conclude that it is a case-by-case scenario where energy recharge and break effect's effectiveness fluctuates depending on the battle. So, yeah, just prepare for both options. Moving on to Harmony MC's kit, I've focused solely on maxing out her ultimate and talent, as I've found these to be the most crucial aspects. Basic attack and skill can stay at level 1. The same goes for these imaginary traces that I left behind. Now let's get into the main topic of this video. The reason why this video only came out today instead of 3 days ago together with my Super Break video is because I wasn't sure with myself, since my conclusion about Harmony MC isn't exactly how I thought it would be. I decided to take a few more days to confirm it, and since my impression is still the same, I'll just share it with you now. Aside from enabling super break damage, which we've previously discussed, Harmony MC's strength lies in her ability to buff allies with break effect. Assuming she's fully built with break effect at, let's say, 300% after factoring in her technique ultimate Eidolon's 4 and Watchmaker effect, she can provide a significant 135% break effect on your first DPS window. This number is close to the break effect threshold I recommend for a hybrid break build. In other words, if your units are currently built as pure crit with 0% break effect, bringing Harmony MC will automatically turn them into hybrid breakers without needing to farm new relics or adjust your builds. A very good deal. This is perhaps the most significant benefit of Harmony MC. However, the existing break team doesn't seem to receive an equal benefit due to diminishing returns. There is a reason why my recommended break effect threshold is 120%. Beyond this point, it's often more beneficial to invest in crit instead. Therefore, as you can see in terms of damage gain, Harmony MC is more impactful in non-break teams. You might argue, isn't this similar to other stats when stacked excessively? Certainly, but actually there's more to it. The structure of break teams typically comprises 2 main breakers, 1 support and 1 sustain. It's uncommon for a break team to bring only 1 breaker, given the multiple weaknesses the enemies possess and the need to break them as swiftly as possible. While it's better if the support and sustain can also contribute to reducing enemy toughness, The team welcome any supports since their primary function is to enhance the main breaker's damage output. That's why I highly value supports that excel at depleting toughness, such as Kafka, Silverwolf, March 7th, Gallagher, Asta, and Hanya. Now, considering this framework, Harmony MC can fulfill two roles in break teams, as a main breaker when enemies are weak to imaginary, and as a support when they are not. She's great in the first scenario. I believe you guys have experienced it on floor 12 where she deals over 100k super break damage. However, when she's relegated to a supporting role because the enemy is not weak to imaginary, she struggles. I've tried many team combinations, and Harmony MC is mediocre as a support. Yes, she provides 135% break effect, but I will get more benefit if I bring Tingyun or Ruan Mei or other supports that can actually counter the enemy. Keep in mind that super break without buff and debuff is not that good, and that's what Harmony MC is lacking. She doesn't have other types of supporting ability. Additionally, if I were to bring another support alongside Harmony MC, then who's breaking? Only one breaker will make the team painfully slow. I'm surprised to see that I'm actually having difficulties incorporating Harmony MC into my break teams, despite initially expecting her to be irreplaceable. Arguments such as, well, then use her only when the enemies are weak to imaginary, won't work here because she holds the key to super break. If I want to utilize this mechanic, I have to bring Harmony MC. Yet, most of the time she gets in the way, which is annoying. I'm sure Hoyoverse is aware of this situation. Harmony MC, whom we thought is the solution to break teams' problems, is actually introduced as a new problem, so that they can sell the solutions in the future. And what are the solutions? If you remember, the second character coming in this version is Boothill, a DPS capable of applying physical weakness to enemies. If the main breaker can apply their own weakness, you won't need to think about elemental matchup anymore, will you? This suggests that it's acceptable for Boothill to be the solo breaker since all enemies would be weak to him. And if one breaker is enough, and one slot occupied by a sustain, there are 2 slots for supports. This setup allows for the inclusion of Harmony MC alongside another support like Ruan Mei, Pela, or Tingyun to compensate for her shortcomings. It all seems suspiciously convenient, doesn't it? A main breaker like Boothill is the missing piece to complete Harmony MC's puzzle. She can be used whether the enemies are weak to imaginary or not, and becoming irreplaceable as she's supposed to. And who knows what's next? Perhaps a destruction capable of applying their own weakness? That would be the ultimate type of character for Harmony MC team. So moving forward, we might see more DPS with ability to apply weakness to enemies. However, there's a downside to this trend. If everyone can casually apply weaknesses, the elemental mechanic risks losing its value. Hopefully, Hoyoverse won't rely too much on this approach. Alternatively, a more fundamentally friendly solution could be a better option, which is releasing more complete Super Break supports. This is why I oppose the idea of making Super Break exclusive to Harmony MC. With a support capable of unlocking Super Break while also providing Def Shred or Elemental Penetration, existing characters could comfortably utilize Super Break regardless of enemy weaknesses. Personally, this is the route I prefer. Long story short, as a break player since day one, I'm not satisfied with Harmony MC performance. Before I end this video, let's sum up the key points one more time. Harmony MC is a great main breaker against enemies who are weak to imaginary. As a support, she offers non-break team a new experience by turning them into hybrid break without requiring build alterations. Harmony MC works best in tandem with other supports capable of amplifying break damage. Presently, break teams face challenges in fully utilizing Harmony MC due to team structure limitations, necessitating the arrival of characters like Boothill and possibly Firefly. This situation is part of a strategic move by Hoyoverse to drive sales for those characters. See you guys in the next video.
これなら遠慮不要だね。アドリブで。研究の価値を。